All right, let's get into this. So, I was watching and listening to Chris Broussard and Rob Parker last night, right? The Odd Couple show. Very good show, by the way. And they were talking about Kyrie Irving. Now, we all know about the Nets, and it hasn't been the best season in terms of how they've looked all of this year, right? I know that they're still in the top of the league, but they're not in the top of the league when it comes to actually playing good teams. They've maintained their record because they've played against bad teams and managed to beat those bad teams, something that the Lakers really haven't done, right? But aside from that point, these guys were talking about Kyrie Irving and Chauncey Billups' comments in regards to him being the most skilled point guard he's ever witnessed. And then Chris threw a name out there that when I was younger, I remembered watching him play, but I never really took in how good he was because he was eclipsed, much like somebody else, much like a lot of other people. He was eclipsed by somebody else. I'm talking about Isaiah Thomas, right? I never really took in how good Isaiah actually was, and I think that's fair for me to say that, because the entire time I'm watching the Bulls play. The Bulls are my team. I'd be focused on Michael, all right? So he mentions Isaiah and says that he would challenge Rob and he would challenge Chauncey's conclusion to determine that Isaiah is actually a better overall player than Kyrie. Now, considering a few things, that means that your handles have to be on point. This is the 90s that we're talking about. Your handles have to be on point. Your passing has to be on point. Your ability to finish has to be on point. If any one of those are off, you can't conclude that this player is better than Kyrie, right? So, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna listen to Chris and just let him make the case for himself. So here we go.
Skills, I mean, that includes shooting, obviously. It includes passing, obviously. And not just handle, not just moves. Kyrie's got tremendous moves, but that's not just all that skills is. And so I don't mind. I'm not mad at you if you want to throw Kyrie in the conversation. But I got two guys I will put ahead of him. And the first one, and this is the one I'm going to challenge you on with Kyrie's finishing at the rim. And he's great, but Isaiah Thomas in Detroit, the legendary Isaiah Thomas. And handle.
Now, okay, that's where I'm going to pause it. In most cases, I think we have a tendency to forget how good these guys really were. I had to kind of keep my mouth closed at one point, right? When somebody was actually describing to me how good Magic Johnson was. This is way back in the day, by the way. And I'm trying to, use modern players to really elevate the level of like, okay, well, this is what a player is nowadays. And, guys in the 80s, in the 70s and the 80s or whatever, they all had that same dribble where they bounce the ball and then they take a little step with 2 feet at the same time. All that nonsense, right? But nah, there's a reason these guys are called the Showtime Lakers. It was something different. And it's the same situation with Isaiah. I never really knew how good Isaiah actually was, right? So what I'm going to show you guys now, let's take a look at what Chris is talking about here. All right, so let's check this out. Sorry, the brother was nasty. I can see why though they'd want to compare Kyrie to him. The handles are not quite as good, but damn, I'm pretty sure this man is shorter than Kyrie as well. my God. Okay, yeah, we gotta pause. Yeah, we gotta pause. Isaiah, you know what? Much respect to these guys, man. Yo, some of the older guys don't get the love that they deserve. Some of the older guys really don't get the love that they deserve. Sometimes you wouldn't even think that they'd be dribbling the ball like this. Come on, man. Come on, man. You handling people like that? Okay, 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 okay. That's against Chicago, too. Okay. Okay, alright, alright. Oh, no. Okay, bro. Probably was like a little exhibition game or something. Yeah. See, here's alright, so Chris also pointed out something that I'm gonna reiterate because it's something that I was thinking about as well. Bigs were the focus of the NBA back in Isaiah's day as well, right? You wouldn't really pick up a short man unless he was playing a guard position. So shooting guard, point guard. But bigs really hogged up the paint. So because bigs actually stuck, where bigs are supposed to stick, and they would be in the paint, it'd be a lot harder. It'd be a lot harder for you to drive the ball and then take contact and still finish. Whereas nowadays, you got guys like Joel Embiid who are stopping at the line and waiting for you to pass the ball so they can put up a three, right? Guys like KD, that the man's a killer, right? What do they call him? Easy money sniper. Yeah, there's a reason why. But those guys, if it was the 90s, the coach would be telling them, no, stick in the paint, especially stick in the paint, right? That's where you live. Why? Because you could dominate down there. And so Chris made the argument that it would have been harder back in the day for Isaiah to finish because all the time he's finishing on contact, like massive contact. Worst of all, guys are willing to knock you down if they have to. They're willing to just take that foul, right? Flagrant or not, they're willing to just take it. Snap! I still remember Karl Malone when he busted this man's eye up. Yo, he was quick. He was real quick. All right, Zeke. I see you. I see you. He's quick. He's small and he's fast. All right, okay. All right, okay. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Don't hurt him like that. So I see the argument that he's making, and I gotta agree with Chris, man. I really gotta agree with Chris on this one. That although Kyrie I think Kyrie has probably the best handles I've ever seen. The man dances with the ball. He's the epitome of what we all thought when it was more prevalent. What and one players would be like if they ever came to the league. He's the finished version of that. All right, the man could shoot. He can pass. Don't get it twisted. Kyrie can pass. All right. He can finish. He can finish, and on top of that, his handles are virtually second to none. All right. He has everything. He has virtually everything but there are certain guys that have more, that have a more complete package. And yeah, that's where I'm gonna stop. I just wanted to, let me just show Isaiah Thomas some love on that one, because some of these legends, yeah, they are they're different, boy. They were real different. I don't think they get the kind of love that they deserve, man. But that's all I got for right now. Let me know what y'all think. Whether you think Broussard was completely off, whether you think Chauncey was completely off. All right, I know where Rob stands. Rob agrees that Kyrie is the best point guard of all time. Right, just with his overall package. I'm gonna lean with Chris on this one. I'm really gonna lean with Chris on this one. Right, I think Kyrie is within that conversation, definitely. I think Steph is within that conversation as well. I think Steph, you could actually make a bigger argument for Steph than you can Kyrie. All right, but for now, I'ma still say more than likely Isaiah Thomas is probably still at the top of the list. All right, even just with the bit I've had to go back and rewatch a lot of clips just to get an idea, and rewatch a lot of games just to get an idea of what people are talking about, right? Yeah, I think there's a reason why Isaiah is still on the top of that. But let me know what y'all think, whether you agree with Chris or whether you agree with Rob on this one. But great show. The Odd Couple starts 7 to 10. Go give them some love. See y'all.